South Africa's youth unemployment continues to be at record highs at 64.4% among people aged between the ages of 25 and 34. Now, COVID-19 has made the situation even worse, with lots of companies retrenching employees and some even closing down. In an effort to assist government in addressing what many describe as a ticking time bomb, an organization called All4Youth is working with different companies to help unemployed youth. The organization says it aims to assist 1 million young people to find work. Now, to find out more of how the organization is planning to do this, I'm now joined by Zweli Mnisi, who's All4Youth spokesperson. Mvuleni, a pleasure to have you on the program this afternoon. Now, the COVID-19 pandemic has created an economic crisis, forcing millions of people out of work. Now, as economies continue with the reopening journey, some jobs may not come back. What have been some of your observations during this period?
You're right, Nhlanhla. Thank you for the opportunity. Well, the All4Youth Alliance is a collaborative intervention by various multinationals, namely Nestle, Microsoft, ABB, Adcore, Publicis, Nielsen, and we've just recently been joined by Power FM. As you said, this is a ticking time bomb, but for us, we have individual programs as companies that we run. We thought if we combine our strength as different companies from different industries, we can make an impact. That is the reason why we formed this alliance. And so far, the impact has really been, incredible. And the feedback that we get from all the graduates that have benefited is that it has really helped them to transition from university to a workplace. As you can imagine, once you've qualified, you have your degree, but getting into a workplace is quite a challenge. So with this initiative, we're able to impart some of the knowledge, some of the skills that are required to make them successful.
But creating 1 million jobs is no easy task. Just explain to us how you're planning on going about achieving this goal.
We've got different programs, one of the things we focus on is a skills gap, essential workplace skills that we've also done in terms of research, but we also have with employability programs. We put mentorship programs in place. In fact, next month we'll be having a CEO and Youth Connect where some of these global CEOs who have invested time to say, we want to work with these young people, we want to help them, because before they were CEOs, they were once young people, and some of them have run their own businesses, have led many multinationals. And we believe that transferring the skill set from these CEOs to these young people can have an impact. But secondly, we also have within different companies, graduate programs. These are not something that we want people who are certificated, we want people who can transform that knowledge gap. Right. And when you get to a workplace, there should really be a good impact.
Now, as you know, South Africans are heading to the polls to cast their cross next to the political party that they hope will provide them basic services. But parties have also been promising jobs. Are you in any way convinced by these commitments made by some of the country's bigger parties? You mentioned the ANC, the DA, as well as the EFF, who have pledged to address this issue of joblessness and help create jobs. But the big question is how to go about doing this.
Well, firstly, as an alliance, we are apolitical. We always have hold the view that job creation should be a collaborative effort between private and public sector. As you would know, that 70% of the private sector is comprised of, young people and people who are coming from university into the workplace. So our primary goal really is to ensure that we transition these qualified graduates and interns who really want experience in terms of helping them. But we see that it should be a collaborative effort. It can never come to a point where, because we will vote on the 1st of November, but beyond that, there needs to be a young person who has a creative idea, who wants to start their own business. They need the environment to be fertile in terms of the economic growth, but it's also up to us to say, are they having the right skills? Are they able to have an impact in their workplace? And that is why, as an alliance, we see ourselves as playing a key role in terms of this intervention.
But in the same breath, the key to another issue that I wish to address with you is how should a post-election local government system deal with these policy-edge challenges like unemployment to ensure that it meets its constitutional obligations as a local sphere of government?
I think if you look at, for example, some of the sectors, we know that COVID-19 had an impact in terms of, unemployment. We also have identified various skills, like, for example, digitization. We believe that the future will be digital, and that is why, beyond just having qualification, young people need to be proactive. Agripreneurship, for example, in the sector where we are in as Nestle, we work with lots of farmers. We also want to see more and more young people coming to this space, starting their own businesses and ensuring that when they want to partner with multinationals like ourselves, we have certain programs that we can partner with them. But as I said, it's a collaborative effort because after all is said and done, when the economy goes down, it affects all of us. And with COVID-19, there's also been some key lessons that we've learned to say, how do you become agile? Because agility is the new name of the game, where you need to ensure that you are ahead of your competitors, of your peers, but you can only do so if the economic climate is fertile to conduct your business.
Now, Mr. Mnisi, before I let you go, I also want to reflect a bit about your story. I mean, over the years, you've held several senior executive positions in both the government as well as the private sector, working and even advising some of South Africa's government ministers and CEOs. Talk us through that experience and how it's going to assist you in this next task.
Well, I think it was also about determination and hard work. As you said, working in the public sector can be a bit of a challenge, but one was able to navigate it, not only because I was an individual. I always believe that we are part of the broader ecosystem. So identifying mentors at an early stage, getting people who can build you and mentor you really helped me a lot. And again, if you transition to the private sector, we work as a collective. I think some of my success I can attribute to various business leaders who have guided and continue to mold me. But the message to young people is also to do it on your own, to wake up there and say, these are my goals, set them, follow them, and also ensure that you identify role models around you.
Now, for those young people who are watching this program, also wanting to take part in this program, how do they get in touch with you guys?
Well, as I said, we're excited. The CEOs have made time. We have all these global leaders coming to this event on the 8th of November from 10:30. So they can go to our website, which is allforyouthconnect.com, and that's where they can register. It's free for everyone. And as I said, this is not a talk show, it's something where young people also do impart their knowledge and challenge some of the CEOs about some of the current issues facing the country. So for us, this is a second year running. Last year, we had massive and incredible success. We also call upon them to say, come one, come all, let's ensure that this becomes a success. But more importantly, this is not a once-off event. Throughout the year, the CEOs do have mentoring and coaching sessions to these young people. So that is where the real impact is being felt.
That's Zweli Mnisi. He's from All4Youth, and he's the spokesperson at that organization. While still